Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung held a press briefing on Wednesday afternoon with the Presidential Press Corps on the last day of his state visit. Looking back on his trip so far, President Lee said there had been even more progress than he had anticipated. Many of the questions posed to the president focused on long-standing issues between the two countries. When asked about whether he sees signs of improvement regarding China's unofficial restrictions on Korean cultural content, including K-dramas and K-pop, he answered that while it will take time, President Xi Jinping had instructed working-level officials to begin concrete discussions, calling it not just a positive sign, but a clear expression of intent. Staying in Shanghai, President Lee Jae-myung met young entrepreneurs from both Korea and China to discuss business cooperation. Attending the South Korea-China Venture and Startup Summit on Wednesday, he vowed full support for young adults with innovative ideas, adding that Korea is preparing for a great leap for a great transition. The president called for the need to connect venture and startup ecosystems of the two countries, as topics centered on bolstering related cooperation. The event was joined by around 400 entrepreneurs and high-level politicians. The government and the ruling Democratic Party have agreed on measures to nurture new growth engines, including the defense industry and the K-culture sector. The government has also reinforced the competitiveness of the semiconductor sector to support the country becoming one of the world's top two chip powerhouses. This comes following talks on Wednesday between government officials and ruling party lawmakers at the National Assembly to discuss economic growth strategies for 2026. Officials from the Finance, Labor, Science and Trade Ministries attended on behalf of the government. CES 2026 officially kicked off on Tuesday. The buzzword at this year's CES is undoubtedly physical AI, marking a shift from generative software to intelligence embedded in hardware. This refers to AI that can perceive, think, and act in the physical world. Leading this shift is Hyundai Motor Group's Boston Dynamics, which showcased its humanoid robot, Atlas. Hyundai also won the Best of Innovation award with Mobad. Doosan Robotics Scan and Go won awards in both the AI and robotics categories, positioning itself as a perfect example of physical AI. As for South Korean companies as a whole, while physical AI is not yet a standalone award category, 6 South Korean companies were explicitly identified as winners in the robotics category or for robotic solutions centered on this new technology. Signs of Venezuela resuming oil exports are showing, with Chevron the only U.S. oil company operating in the country, sending 11 oil tankers there to begin loading crude oil. Media outlets reported on Wednesday that one of the tankers has already completed loading, while 2 others have arrived at a port. This comes amid U.S. President Donald Trump's announcement that Venezuela will be turning over up to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil to the U.S. under a plan to sell the crude oil at market prices. The proceeds would be controlled by the U.S. government, added Trump on his Truth Social platform, to ensure the money benefits both Venezuela and the U.S., adding that he has ordered the plan to be executed immediately. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.